Hi everyone, I'm Nikita and I'm the co-founder of the brand Winston Electronics. We started our business during October 2021, which is the pandemic phase, and since then we began our journey, and it's just upwards and onwards since then. So I started my entrepreneurial journey in 2013, which is 10 years from now, and the biggest inspiration for me, who was and still is my father. He's been working ever since, as children, we grew up seeing our parents, of course, and that's what inspired me, him going to the office, with work and everything. So yeah, he's always been my biggest inspiration. I started my journey in 2013 with an Instagram page. We were selling international cosmetics, and then I realized that, it's so much better to do your own brand rather than other cosmetics. So I started my own brand in the year 2018 of cosmetics. It's called Malhotra Beauty. And after I got married in the year 2020, and then I began another brand called Winston Electronics with my husband Himanshu. And he's been the biggest supporter and also a new inspiration to me in my life for work and life and everything. So yes, of course, obstacles, I don't think so. There's a business, even today, every day is a new challenge, correct? But if I talk about overall as a whole, challenges as women entrepreneur, I would just like to tell about, the obstacles I face, as an entrepreneur, and then talk about the women entrepreneurship. I think as a beginner entrepreneur, what I felt was that, a lot of things I felt like I wanted to do by myself. I did not have the confidence to, delegate a lot of things, and I felt like I'm saving money on saving my team, I'm saving money, but I was so wrong then. If in the initial phase I feel like I would have given those opportunities to my teammates and hired more people with me, the bigger team I had, the pace of growing would have been faster. But of course I've understood that now, and I've applied it to Winston, of course. But yeah, this is something that I learned at a very later stage. And another thing that I want to say, the obstacle that I face as a woman entrepreneur, since I told you I started working first with my dad and now with Himanshu, I always feel women bring so much to the table. I think they are double powerful than what a male can do. What I feel I'm a new mom and I'm handling both, but I think they have to work double to prove their even existence. I remember in the initial phase, me going out on meetings with my dad, and it was like a negligence. Nobody used to even look at me while greeting. They felt like he was the bigger entity, he is the one who's in control and in power. Of course it's true, but you can't just ignore a person standing next to the other. Now the times are changing, but I wouldn't say that they have completely changed. Women are still struggling, I would say, even though it's fool of us to think that we are any less, but whether it's in terms of credibility or in terms of creativity, we have to do everything at double the pace to show our presence and existence. So like I said, I just mentioned, whether we went on meetings, whether it was any communications, I remember, because I started at such an early stage also, everybody was so who's with you? And I felt what do you mean who's with me? I'm doing it by myself. But yeah, I think this was the initial phase. I don't think so I face that any longer. And like I said, times have changed, especially after pandemic. I think this online business and so many new startups, women-led startups have come up. I don't think that it's it's no longer existing. So yeah, I think it was a past stage, at least for me, and I'm lucky that that phase has gone by. A 100% yes. Something which I've recently learned is that the entrepreneurs today, especially by showing their face and coming on social medias and being the face of your brand, how I have led my career since I started, I think I don't even realize, and I think just women like me, entrepreneurs who are sharing their journey and their personal life over social media, they don't realize how much other women are following us and they get so inspired. And every time I get a message or somebody telling me, if I meet them in person, that they have followed and did what I did and learned from my mistakes. If I'm telling my mistake and they are learning from it, I think that's what inspires me the most, to always be out there and tell my journey, the things that I've been through, the plannings that I'm already doing. I think being vocal, like how entrepreneurs are vocal right now, women about their lives and everything, like their journey. I think pehle people used to hide their journey, their success. It was like that. Now people are being open about it. They are telling that this is what we've achieved. So I think this and the face coming, like so often has as a combination, like inspired the customers who are not maybe like starting their own businesses. So it's very, very good to hear and inspirational at the same time. First, I think taking the first step at an early age is something that I'm proud of. And also, like, Winston was a business brand that we started during pandemic, and a lot of brands began at that stage. I feel like a lot of businesses still feel that maybe we are a little late of starting the business at this age. But I feel like if the brands like us, who thought in pandemic that we are not able to make, we won't be able to make it, we wouldn't have been here. So I think this is something which I feel very proud of, that starting then. And another biggest achievement that I feel has been like Shark Tank for us, the winning the sharks' hearts, and them investing in us, and they've been so supportive, and how we are growing after them investing in us is a really, really big achievement. Especially like the eyeballs that we got after coming on national television, like that is huge. And I feel really nice talking and telling. I think like it's a story that I'm going to tell to anybody that I meet, like and forever like cherish this moment. I think I've already shared, like one is that just start. I think that is what matters the most, not thinking about of course you have to plan everything, but I'm just saying, like, taking the first step is something that you cannot back out from, like always, like spending so much time thinking whether to do this or that, but just start from somewhere. Like starting is like when you put your mind that you are going to do it, I think you're just halfway there, like you just imagine in your mind first and then you live it. So just starting is something that I always tell people, and everybody around me, like stop thinking, just like start taking action. So my journey with Shiprocket started actually in the year 2018, and I started with the brand Milagro Beauty first, and now Winston, of course. Like ever since Shark Tank was there, like our orders like boosted up like so much. And what I want to say that I've never switched to any other platform. Like there are so many platforms who approach us, but Shiprocket, we've been very consistent, only for the reason that everything is so smooth with them. Like the automations that it has, the integrations that it has. Our platform is on like Shopify, so the integration that it provides, everything just goes by so smoothly. I've never faced any issue. And for a brand, it's very important to see the automations and the tools that it's giving, to see all the reports. And I think like I've been very, very satisfied with all of it. So yeah, if I've never felt the need to shift, that means that it's doing really well.